in the quiet at night, with my heart laid bare, something stirring inside, like a silent prayer. You gave me this flame, a purpose divine. Lord, help me remain in your design. Keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning right, keep my lamp burning, oh, till I see your light, till I see your light. Every moment I breathe, every step that I take, all the truth I believe, all the choices I make, you fill me with grace, a vessel refined. Now I seek your face, lead out behind, keep my lamp burning, oh, keep my lamp burning.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. We are joined by Roger and PJ. I think PJ is making coffee though, but it's good to see you all. Good to see everybody in the YouTube lads. Oh, excuse me. Glad you could make it. Tonight is a Q&A evening, so if you have any questions, just send a super chat, or if you don't want to send super chat, you want to do it the free way, you can come in. The link is linked in the top underneath the poll, and you can come in and ask us personally. So I hope you're all doing well. Glad you could make it. Please, please, please do hit the likes, share the show, let everybody know we are live. Anyway, good to see you guys. What's up, Roger? Oh, and happy birthday, man. It's
Oh.
Roger's birthday today, guys.
And Rose is happy to see me too. She's over screaming.
So happy birthday, Roger. Really glad you're here. Hope you're going to be spoiled rotten, as I said. And yeah, I hope there's many blessings for you today.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
So yeah, guys, it's going to be a great stream if we get any questions, because Globies seem to always have questions, but when they need to ask them, they don't.
I didn't see him come in yesterday at all. I was watching,
They were too scared.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, so tomorrow night I got a debate against, what's that guy's name? He challenged me to a debate. Nondescript. Just calls himself Frenchy. He just calls himself Frenchy though.
Okay. Strange.
So I'm going to be debating him tomorrow night, and the topic's going to be based on science. So it's going to be interesting.
Nice.
Let's just hope he shows up.
Wesley came in yesterday. I remember that for a little bit, didn't he?
Who?
That Wesley guy.
Oh, Wesley, yeah.
But he didn't have him. He ran off. So I started going off with the balloons. That was funny.
Yeah, quite exciting. And then good news for Saturday, guys. It's still going to be that roundtable discussion on Satan's short season at 11 o'clock Central African time. So don't miss that, guys. It's something you don't want to miss. It's going to be very exciting. And if you're interested in that subject, I think it's definitely something you want to watch live. Got quite a big panel, and we're going to be discussing why Satan's short season or little season believers today are actually heretical. So something you don't want to miss.
Well, are they going to admit they're preterists too while they're at it?
That's the problem. They don't want to own up to preterism.
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand, I think.
Excuse me. Your sound is very low, though, PJ.
Sorry? My sound?
Yeah. Oh, that's a bit better.
Oh, yeah. Because I was leaning forward.
Yes, it's going to be. Let me quickly get that up so everybody can see.
Well, since all this mishappens, I got Rumble up and working now. So.
Oh, you got enough. That's good.
And I got a backup channel. I'll be able to stream on in like 6 hours. So.
That's good. That's good. So yeah, guys.
Yeah,
there we go.
Ooh.
It's
Look at
it's
me.
going to be myself,
I'm
Michael
covering
Kahn, King Nico, Charles, Josh Monday, Jesus Free Computer Geek, Adam from Here I Am Lord Send Me, PJ Cruikshank. I wonder who that is.
No, I don't know. He's an
and
absolute fool.
I'll admit it. I know who he is. Damn
He's a fool. He's an idiot. Don't listen to him.
And Steve from Hey Dude is also going to be on.
Oh, he's cool.
We're going to see. And then obviously if Sean from Kingdom in Context shows up, it'll be great. And yeah. But it's good to see you guys. Really happy to see you. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be a good discussion. We're just going to discuss why Satan's little season is heretical. So it's going to be a great roundtable discussion. Hopefully that the people pushing Satan's short season will actually pay attention and listen to what we're presenting. Because when we do have them on, they don't seem to really want to listen. You know what I mean?
And there's a lot of chanting, there's a lot of shouting, like try to get a point across. It seems like it's like a, I don't know, it seems like a new indoctrination, but preterism has been about for a while, isn't it?
Yes.
When I was younger,
Definitely.
my dad had raised a couple of donkeys. They say hit them with a 2x4 right between the eyes and they'll listen to you.
Either that or they won't be able to listen to you.
I see the Globies in chat don't understand how the Q&A works. They're sending questions in, but they're not super chatting them or coming in and talking. So I don't know how they expect us to answer them.
No, I ain't got to chat up, so no.
So it's quite weird. No, but it's very simple. The reason it's done this way is for engagement.
Yeah.
Hi to anybody in the chat. It matters. And bless everybody in the chat.
Say hi to Sandro and Chilling. And
Hey, Sandro. I'll let you in. I can't see you, but hiya.
So yeah, it's going to be exciting, and hopefully out of the roundtable discussion, we'll get someone from the other side that will actually pay attention and either humble themselves and see what you're trying to say, or they would want to at least engage in a discussion, because they seem to not want to have anybody that doesn't agree with them. They don't want to have these discussions for some reason. So yeah. What's up, David Banner? Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. Okay. There we go.
Well, he's knocking at the back door yet, huh?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
You keep on
Don't worry.
knocking, man.
I mean, we can sit here. Doesn't really matter. LJ sent me an interesting video he wants us to watch.
That'd be cool.
We can watch that if you guys want to.
Not cool. Something from LJ. It's got to be freaky. It's got to be freaky.
Well, the comments that he puts there, he says he's a flat earther too, but he doesn't talk about FE on YouTube much because he doesn't want his channel. This YouTuber, he claims he's Jesus.
Oh, goodness.
Wow. Somebody's got a claim like that.
He claims he is Jesus. He is a flat earther. He doesn't talk about much about flat earth.
We told you Jesus
Darren-
was a flat earther. We told you Jesus was a flat earther. Told you.
We have proof right here, people. Look, screen that. There it
Yeah,
is.
that's madness. Oh, he looks like the stereotypical Jesus from the movies in the 1970s with who did it? Jesus in Nazareth. Who was the actor again? It'll come to me. I'll actually check it.
Was it Kevin Sorbo that played him?
It's stereotypical.
Okay, but let's see what he says. He says atheism versus Christianity. Jesus reviews. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
it was Powell. Somebody Powell. Where is it? Robert Powell, maybe? Yes, Robert Powell. From yeah, he just looks like Robert Powell from the stereo. He looks like the stereotypical Jesus, doesn't he? With a ponytail or something.
Hi, I'm going to be reviewing a video called All Atheist Arguments Answered in 10 minutes. Before I start the video, I should make it clear that I am for sure not an atheist. I'm also not religious. I don't label myself in any way, but seeing as people want to put labels on other people nowadays, you could call me agnostic, but I only say that because I don't believe that we are supposed to understand anything beyond this reality in this human form. It's just how it's naturally supposed to be. I only care about nature and what we are naturally supposed to do.
That's the thing,
like
Donuts.
Nature.
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't heard back from Cupcake, by the way, guys.
Oh no!
Did you find that odd?
I
mean, she was all confident on Mike's show. Yeah, she was all.
Sorry.
Yeah, she was all confident on Mike's show.
Yeah.
Just bad mouthing me and stuff the whole time.
Oh yeah, she knew your inner thoughts and everything. You know what I mean? She knew how you think. She knows everything about you. The way she was talking. This is what flat means by this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're all brave when they're behind your back, right? Like yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I did say I accept the debate challenge. It's fine. You can bring your husband.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Of course.
Then I set it up with Mike. So Mike actually emailed us both and saying, okay, let's get this thing on the ball. No reply from her whatsoever. I think like 2 days ago now, I messaged again to say, okay, are we going to actually, going to settle this so I can put it in my calendar? Still no reply.
Well, don't be surprised if she doesn't reply.
Yeah, I think it came across that she was very, very confident in her Dunning-Krugerness.
Oh, right.
She probably thought she had something, and then when she probably watched my reviews, and then realized, hang on, it's gonna be a bit difficult to debate this guy.
She maybe thought you wouldn't accept it. That's why she put out the offer, just because she thought you wouldn't accept it. I don't know.
So yeah, it's quite sad.
It is.
Yeah, I got a question before you start this guy again. He said he's an agnostic, but he only believes that we should not know everything.
He's labeling himself as agnostic because he's not atheist and he's not religious, apparently. But he believes he's Jesus. I don't know how that works. How do you believe you're Jesus, but you're agnostic?
That doesn't make sense at all.
LJ, thank you for your $2 super chat, man. I really appreciate it. He says this guy says he's Jesus returned.
So I'm saying he looks like the stereotypical Jesus, like in the 70s and 80s, if they did a movie. Blue eyes, blondish or light brown hair or dark fair hair, little beard and that. Yeah, stereotypical image of Jesus or view.
But how? How does this guy? I don't know. But I mean, by the way, guys, you do know this debunks Satan's season. Because many will come in my name and claim to be the Christ. And what's this guy doing?
It's one of them.
Yep.
Today,
in
our time.
How many people claim to be Christ? Quite a lot.
Even the Muslims are getting in on it now, I gather.
I've got a video. I told you earlier, didn't I? I haven't done it yet. It's only 8 minutes or 12 minutes from revealing truth. and I haven't watched it. And the title was it was about this woman. This woman proves with scripture that Jesus was Muslim. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do that at some point.
You know what the Muslims say that why they claim Jesus is Muslim? Because he prostrated when he prayed.
So did King David. So what?
Yeah, it's quite funny. I mean, if you go and ask a Muslim, okay, so what makes Jesus a Muslim? No, he prostrated when he prayed. It's like, okay, but these group of people, you can see they're Christians, they're prostrating while they're doing this. Are they Muslim? No.
Just Jesus.
Okay, but you just said Jesus was Muslim because he prostrated. Now those guys are praying prostrate. Now doesn't make sense.
No, of course not. And cherry pick and believe what they want, or choose which parts to believe, or put out.
LJ, good point. I think I should do that. Maybe I should do that now before I forget.
Just go drawing circles in the desert.
Sorry?
Diddy line.
Yeah, as long as he stays back the Diddy line, he'll be all right.
What's this guy's name? Gotus. Okay. What a name.
Gotus the Diddy line.
That reminds me, that name gives me the same feel as what's that? iPet Goat. Remember that iPet Goat too?
Oh, I'm not sure of that.
Can't remember iPet Goat.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna get that up now for you guys. That was like,
I don't even know what it is.
it was like a sort of like a prophetic kind of satanistic video.
Oh, okay.
Well, so far we're not shouting at Sean Hawkins today. We're doing good.
Yeah, he's in chat,
Hawkins
isn't he?
was in before we started.
Oh, I didn't see him when I was in the chat earlier. I only come in to see how it starts, sort of thing. Before it starts.
Lotus Reviews. Yeah, I tagged him in. Okay, let's see if I can quickly get that iPad quickly before we carry on with this guy. I want to see if I can find the original.
That'd be cool. Yeah, the amount of times they get copied and
Yes, here it is.
it just make they get fuzzy, a bit fuzzy as hell.
You have to remember this. Come on.
No,
Do you remember this?
nope.
He's got the mark of the beast on his forehead. Okay.
No, I haven't seen it. Cool.
The puppet. There's Obama. Oh no! Sorry, Bush. In puppet.
No way.
Look at
Wow. No, I've never seen this before. Never heard of it. It's mad.
Never.
No.
Really disturbing.
It is disturbing.
Yep. Shame on you.
Evolution or evolution.
But that's
Minus
obviously I don't want to get
Yeah.
copyright and stuff. But
I get you.
but
No,
you guys can see
no.
this.
Mm.
And then at the end you have like Jesus on the. There we go. Look how they portray Jesus coming out of a looking
Oh,
like a
goodness sake.
Okay.
But
Okay. Check it out. That's supposed to be
unbelievable.
Jesus.
Yeah, unbelievable.
and he's on fire too. That's
Oh, I found his
And he's
eyes.
got the third eye.
Oh, aye.
So yeah,
Not good.
but this was like a big talk at the time when it came out.
No, I really can't remember. How long
I'm going to
ago?
send it to you if you want to review it or check it
Yeah,
out.
I'm gonna have a look at it. Yeah, I
There we
might
go.
actually review it.
kind of dark though, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's very dark.
Mm,
It's very dark.
award winning? No way.
Yeah, it's award winning. Yeah.
Crazy. Right, I'm gonna bookmark it. Yeah, I might actually. How long is it? 7 minutes. I might actually do a little video on that and do a little review video on that.
Yeah, do it, man.
Yeah,
Definitely
well,
worth it.
I might do that later on. Okay, cool. Excellent. Right, I need to.
Let's hear Mr. Jesus reviews here.
Jesus reviews
Anything
an
beyond that does not matter because it's not supposed to matter.
Atheists have a lot of arguments, but they never really think of anything new that the church hasn't had answers to for the past 2,000 years. So let's answer them. Religion causes wars. Well, actually, only 7% of all human wars were caused by religion, and if you remove Islamic wars, that number drops down to 3%. A lot of evil has been done in the name of religion. This is true, but the most murderous people in human history have been atheists. This doesn't mean religion is true.
I get what he's saying, but as I have explained in many videos, actually 99% of people on Earth are religious. They just call their religion something else. Even the scientific beliefs of today are actually religious beliefs, but that's a long topic. You would have to watch my other video.
I got no issue with that. I agree with him. I think it's moronic to say you're not religious.
Mm-hmm.
Because even people that believe are atheists, they have a belief there is no God. So that's a religion in itself. It's a belief system.
Yeah, religion's man-made. So like,
so I wouldn't say 99%. I'd say 100% are religious, just in their own different way.
Religion no good.
so popular.
And that's the thing. We as Christians get put under the umbrella of religious, and I'm not religious. I'm really not religious.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to claim Christianity as religion.
No,
it's more a way of a life. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Just call you and go with that. There you go.
Follower of the way.
Hey, I'm a religious Christian, by the way.
I mean, we can get religious, we can slip into religion. Sometimes it happens. But in general, no, I won't. Not religious.
My point is simply that they are for sure not non-religious people at all.
Just means you can't use that as an argument against it. If you were born somewhere else, you wouldn't be a Christian. Okay, and if you were born somewhere else, you wouldn't be an atheist.
Yes, but this is a very good point. This is what I always say. It perfectly proves to you that you only believe what the people around you believe. If you're born in a Christian country, especially...
Nonsense. I would say yes, sometimes environments do cause you to adopt the belief systems. Doesn't make you believe it. I mean, look at a Muslim country, for instance. The children are forced to take the shahada. They're forced to be Muslim. They can't really leave out of the fear that their parents will even resort to killing them. So it's not always that they just take it because they want to. It's a lot of the time they're forced into it. And you have many ex-Muslims today that are Christians because they wanted to get out of that life. So they actually flee their homes in those Muslim countries and come to the Western world, that you could say, and become a Christian or even atheist. So it's a yes and no. I'd say it's very environment. It depends on someone's situation.
Yeah, it happens with a lot of Muslims, like turning to Christianity. They see the love of Christ in people, and then they think, whoa, well, I haven't got that in my religion. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of Islamic people turn to Christianity.
Yep.
And that's probably by the Holy Spirit's influence, not by people. It might be people it's seen by, but it's the Holy Spirit working in them,
Mm-hmm.
I know how it can end it all. We can make one religion out of every religion.
Oh, wow. I wonder who's trying to do that now. Don't tell me Roger is the Antichrist.
By the way, guys, hit the likes. Share the show. It really does help the show to grow. And if you have any questions, you know what to do.
Back in the day, Christianity isn't really strong anymore. Then you would be Christian just because that's what you grow up believing, the same way people blindly believe in so-called science today, or whatever other religious beliefs they may have. Even the beliefs of good and bad are religious. There is no so-called universal good or bad, right and wrong. There's just no examples of it whatsoever. Yet, at least over 90% of people on this earth believe in a good or bad, or right and wrong, which comes from God and the devil. Remove the D from devil, you have evil, and remove the O from good, you have God. It's religious beliefs, naturally.
Wait.
Oh, come on. Because of the
That's
English language, you remove the O, then you've got God. That's just like saying God spelled backwards is dog. Come on. Because of English language, what? It's weird.
But do you understand what he's saying? He's saying remove the D from devil and you get evil, okay?
Yeah.
But then he says remove the word from good and you get God.
Mm-hmm.
You with the devil you removed a letter from his name to get evil. With God, you removed the letter from his character to get God.
Yeah.
So that's a perversion.
well, if you turn evil around, what does it spell?
Live.
Yeah. Evil life.
Devil is live.
Evil lives, yeah.
Or live or life. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. But I mean, Jesus,
there is no
God,
good.
Sorry?
I was saying Jesus, God, spelt backwards is sausage dog. It means nothing. You know what I mean? It's just bloody words spelt backwards. It doesn't make them
And
a
it's
sausage.
based on the English language, exactly.
Exactly. It doesn't make them a sausage dog, does it?
Nope.
Bro, I'm getting hungry.
Good and bad. It's just one example out of many that proves to you that people are very religious nowadays. And this influence of religions is almost everywhere still. They just don't call themselves religious. It doesn't change that they have very religious beliefs. The overall point is that if you lived somewhere else or if you grew up somewhere else, that you wouldn't be part of this or that religion is very good, because a lot of people probably believe that only Jesus Christ can save them. But then some tribes in the Amazon don't know Jesus Christ. They have never heard of him. And as we could see in the documentary, I'm going to link it again for the third or fourth time, even Christians who go to these tribes lose their religious beliefs because they realize that only depressed and lost people become religious. It's just not.
What?
When?
Only
What?
depressed and lost people become religious.
What's that? What? I mean, yeah, I was lost, but I didn't become religious. I accepted Christ. Religion is man-made. I accepted Christ. Nothing to do with religion, bro. I was broken. I was definitely broken. I was definitely broken. You know what I mean? When I accepted him, I am probably depressed because I was on drugs and that. But you know, it was Christ I accepted, not religion. What? Oh, what?
Not part of nature.
Everyone's beliefs are shaped by their context. How do you know which religion is true? Well, everyone, religious or not, has faith in a certain worldview. It's just that some worldviews are called religions and some are secular.
Yes, that's a good point for sure.
Well,
but everyone has to ask the question of which worldview best explains the world. There's no scientific...
Yes, exactly. And the only one that can possibly explain how this earth works is this.
Thank you, Mr. Jingles, for your £2 super chat. Really appreciate all the support, man. You rock. He says, remove the J from Jesus and you have Isis, a Celtic god. Yes, but you do know Jesus is English.
it doesn't matter. I mean, it's playing about with words. I mean, you have to move words, move letters and stuff. You know what I mean? It's from different languages. It just doesn't make sense.
But thank you for the super chat, Mr. Jingles. Appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of people like using that argument and say, you see, Jesus is just a offshoot from the Celtic, different pagans. No, the Jesus is the English substance, you could say, wording for Yeshua. Okay, so it's taken from instantiation, from going down from language to language, and it ended up at Jesus, because there was no letter J in the Hebrew alphabet, so obviously there was no Jesus, and that's why he was Yahweh, you know what I mean, or Yeshua, or Yav. So it's when people trying to, well, let's look at Isis and say, look, guys, you see this Jesus, so he's taken from this, and no, it's straw man. It's a straw man argument, obviously, but if you look into the history, it's got absolutely nothing to do with it. It's not even related at all, and it also comes down to those pagan religions that you're trying to cite actually come after Jesus' time.
Didn't we do like a 2-hour show with a guy on here about this once?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
What's it, that guy that was very he refuses to call Jesus Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's satanic or something like that's like
Something like that, yeah. And we showed him the etymological breakdown from how it got to Jesus, translated through everything.
I don't know what they say it means. What did they say it means? Something like earth monster or something? Jesus, earth monster, beast or something like that? I don't know. But listen, Jesus in your heart, and whatever you call him, Jesus knows what you call it's you. Jesus knows in your heart, despite what you think his name is.
Well, it was worth the super chat, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. But just to point out, the English word did come. Jesus did come from the Latin word lesios, which is transliterated from the Hebrew name Yeshua. So, yeah. Sorry, liar, church on fire. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about when you say I'm wrong.
I don't agree with there's no scientific proof that God exists, because I think creation itself proves God exists. And can you do science with creation? Yes.
Yeah. You can use creation to do science.
Yeah.
But
So I think that
shape itself is not science. But can you do scientific inquiry out of the shape? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dude, I would change your name though. Somebody might think the next church on fire might be caused by you.
Okay, let's carry on.
So-called belief in nature. It's just nature. You look at what animals naturally do. You look at how nature reacts to certain situations. The answer to everything, in the end, is only nature. There's just nothing else that you should believe in, worship, or anything.
What?
He worships nature.
What? So he worships nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, he's a new ager. So this Jesus guy, this guy who claims to be Jesus, is literally doing what the Bible says you shouldn't do. Worship the creation.
That's right. So, but if he is Jesus, why is he worshipping anything?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Everything he stands by is not Jesus' character at all.
Exactly. Because Jesus is God, and it's God that gets worshipped. He doesn't do the worshipping.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's not Jesus.
And why would Jesus worship his creation?
Exactly. Why would he do that? He was the one that done it. He's not going to worship. He may be proud of it. Oh, yeah, that's cool. He's not going to worship it.
Well, I don't think Christ said anywhere he said worship nature in any of his ministry, did he?
No. He says you'll see me in nature. Turn over a stone. I am there. You know what I mean? He says you'll see me in nature, but he didn't say worship nature.
Mm-hmm.
What is that scripture?
Let me quickly get something up.
I don't think Christianity explains nature or the Bible itself, but I mean, That's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
worldview, even for that matter.
let's put it this way. For instance, Exodus. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt with the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, and it is in water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So what does that tell you? God's telling you, don't worship his creation, dude. Don't make idols. You making idols. That's exactly what this guy's saying to do. He's going against God's word. And he's claiming to be Jesus.
Do you know
Really
something?
odd thing.
Do you know what I just said? Turn over a stone and I am there. I thought that was scriptural. It's not. It's from the Gospel of Thomas.
Yeah.
So,
But there's a lot of sayings that people think are scriptural that
Yeah.
isn't actually scriptural.
Yeah, that's mad because I thought it was scriptural. My bad. I've just checked it to see what it was because I was about to see what the scripture was. I mean, it's a kind of thing he would say, and he would say, I mean, you can see God in nature, but if it's from Thomas, I can't fully say that's the truth. So I take back what I said because it's from Thomas, because I don't know if Thomas is a true gospel. It's an extra biblical, so I would take back what I said.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mistake.
This guy's got a kind of that Ron White kind of vibe to him.
Yeah, he does have a very cultish vibe to him.
Oh, definitely.
Everything always comes back to nature, and basically everybody in everyday life, whether they realize it or not, appeal to nature, which is the only thing that you can really appeal to, because it's always correct.
That God exists. Well, by definition, science can only prove things inside the natural world, and by definition, God is something outside the natural world.
Yes, exactly. And this is also a very good point. It doesn't matter if there's no scientific proof for God, which there obviously can be. It only matters that in this actual realm which we are in, whatever you want to call it, the only thing that we could possibly see as God would be the sun. There just isn't anything else, which is why people always used to worship the sun.
That said it all, didn't it?
Heretical.
I created everything. I know.
That, again, I'm sorry, dude, is another part of creation. You don't worship creation. Did the sun make you, put you into existence? No, the sun was at one point not there. It had to be put there by someone who is God.
Look at how the sun works and stuff, man. This didn't happen, and it didn't make everything else in the process.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we couldn't live without the blooming sun. That doesn't make the sun God. That makes it something God made for us to be able to live.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
If you believe that there's some creature or being or many beings outside of that, then it's just a religious belief. That's how you define religious beliefs. You can believe in that, believe in whatever you want. Live your life however you want to, as long as you realize that it's just an empty belief that cannot be proven. Which is why, again, when we go back to nature, it only matters what we can naturally sense. What's actually naturally...
Okay, I just got to quickly point that, because I see a lot of people don't really understand what it means when God says he's a jealous God. Okay? It's not jealousy in the same way we experience jealousy, okay?
No.
The jealousy God's
It's not envy. It's not envy, jealousy.
Yeah, it's not envious. It's not sinful, prideful. It's the jealousy God has is he created you for him.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And if you choose to worship idols, he's jealous that you are worshiping the idols and not him, because he created you for him. You understand? To have a relationship with him.
Yeah.
It's the same as
It's like having a righteous anger.
yeah, it's a righteous
jealousy.
jealousy.
Mm.
It's the same as you jealous for your wife.
Mm.
Okay,
Mhm.
if you have a wife or a husband and you care for them and they care for you, you're going to be jealous if they start feeling for someone else.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's the jealousy talked about, because your heart is for him.
Yeah. It's not the envious, like, oh, he's got that car and I haven't. I need to get
Yeah,
a better
exactly.
one
That's a
than
different
that.
type of jealousy.
Yeah, that's pride, jealousy. That's envy.
Yeah. It's got to do with about love. That's the jealousy what it's talking
It's about how seriously he takes us worshiping idols. It's a no. Don't do it. I'm your God. Simple.
Exactly.
But his name isn't jealous. No.
No, his name
Sorry,
isn't jealous.
it's not.
It says
It's not.
his name isn't jealous. He's just a jealous God.
Yeah, absolutely.
And no, it's not the same thing.
It's not.
If I go and I say I'm jealous of that guy who's got that awesome car I've always wanted,
Mm-hmm.
that is not jealousy in a way that if you're jealous, like God's like, I just want a relationship with you because I created you for that.
Yeah. It's like you were made for me anyway. You're not meant to go that way. It's like your wife. Your wife was made for you to marry one flesh. You're not meant to go that way. That's not a bad jealousy. The bad jealousy is envy, when you're jealous of what someone else has got that you would want, because it puts a horrible black feeling in your heart. Oh, I want that. No.
Think of it like this. You have children.
Yes.
And then your children decides to disown you, and they take different parents up, and and they choose to love them and not you.
Right.
For no reason.
Right.
How would you feel? That's what that word in jealousy is trying to explain.
Yeah.
I think he's
It's not
trying
a
to explain
hatred
how much
it's not a covetousness or anything. It's a hurtful jealousy.
Mm-hmm. You were made for him anyway. You weren't meant to go that way, but free will.
Mm-hmm.
Really here, what we can actually go out, sense, and what is real. That's all that matters to every animal. No other animal believes in a so-called God. It's only humans who started believing in this.
Yeah. Are animals conscious beings? Like, as in, do they have a conscious like us?
Like jealousy, or do they get convictions?
They don't have. Yeah, they don't have conscience. They don't have the Holy Spirit or conviction or anything.
We were given dominion over them. They were made for us.
I look at it like this: like, animals don't really have a choice whether they had a creator or not. They don't like, oh, wait a minute, was I created? No, they were created. That's what they are. They're part of creation. That's the way I would describe it. I wouldn't talk about animals believing in anything. Would you? No.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, they've got. Would they have any concept of a higher being, of God or anything? I don't think they do. But that's my opinion. I mean, I might be blooming wrong, but I don't think they do. I mean, do you think an insect would have some kind of concept of God? I don't think so.
Well, how about a zebra or a giraffe? Would they have a concept of God?
They were created for a reason, as part of this place, to make this system work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because of other humans writing books, putting these man-made symbols into a book, and then others read these beliefs, and that's why they started believing in something that's outside of this natural earth. But to believe that, again, is just a blind belief. You just believe it. You can't prove it, and you cannot also disprove it, because it's just a belief.
So science can neither prove nor disprove God. There's no evidence of anything supernatural. Well, that's just not accurate. There are medically documented cases of people with demonic possession speaking in languages they don't know, for example.
Speaking in languages they don't know, or talking gibberish. Which one is it?
No.
Wow,
No.
so he's denying this.
Yeah. I mean, there is.
I've
The people do have false tongues, like the ones I used to do.
Yes, you do get that. You do
That
get
one.
that, but
Hmm.
I've had an instance where we were in church before, and it was really
There's-
weird because the woman started talking in Portuguese.
There you go. But it's a known language, just not known to you who's speaking.
Yeah, exactly. And that person never spoke Portuguese in her life. And
did
there was
someone-
another Portuguese person in the church that was able to translate.
There you go.
So
And that's
This guy's-
biblical. It says that in the Bible. If someone speaks in tongues, there must be someone to translate. If there's not, then the person who spoke in tongues must translate. If they can't, disregard it.
So
That's
yeah,
it.
I don't really like what everything this guy stands for at the moment. He's
It's saying
very
deny.
unbiblical. He's a very unbiblical Jesus.
Yeah, well, he's an agnostic Jesus, of course.
Wouldn't you consider anything outside the purview of nature supernatural? Right? Yeah.
It's madness, dude.
Yeah.
How can you think this?
Quite insane.
And people with near-death experiences getting information they never had access to.
I have no idea what he means, but
Well, you're supposed to be Jesus. You're supposed to know.
Well, of course, God. Come on.
near-death experiences. I've had a near-death experience myself, actually, as in I almost died.
This game,
Now we're in space.
you're not
It's
I'm too.
simply your brain lighting up, and then you have the visions which you would depending on what you learned in your life. If you were religious,
Nonsense as well.
The brain lights
There's
up.
NDEs. Yeah, people have had NDEs. Like, for instance, I saw a testimony of this Muslim girl. I think she was like 11 or 12.
Right.
She had a near-death experience, and she literally saw Jesus and spoke to Jesus. She never heard of his name before, even.
Mhm.
And she became a Christian after that. And she had to flee her home because her parents were Muslim and they wanted to kill her because she was leaving their faith. So, total nonsense, man.
Yep.
How do you explain the conscious part of us to start with without a supernatural creator to start with? That's my question.
Mm.
How is he sitting here having this conversation?
Yeah.
Might we should just talk about NDEs because Can't Fix Stupid. He texted me earlier on Messenger and said this: I've come across a flat earther called Darius J. Wright. He has been on a stream with Flat Earth Dave. Hold on, I know what you're going to say. Lol, no, because of Dave Weiss. He believes in flat Earth, the firmament, etc. But he claims he can control when he has an outer body experience. He claims he has been beyond the firmament and talks about the firmament, the heavens, souls, ghosts, and stuff like that in his videos. The only reason
I have to point out anybody that practices astral projection.
Yeah.
It's of the devil, guys.
Well,
Don't do it.
Yeah, I said that to him afterwards. Because it doesn't say he does astral projecting, but I said that that's astral
That
projection.
is astral projection. It is, yeah.
Because if he's controlling it, I said if he's controlling it, it's astral projection, and that's a no scripturally. Said that to him.
Yes. Don't do it, guys.
Don't do it. But he claims I've watched him and stuff like that. He says he hasn't put a link in for anything, but he's trying to suss him out first. And I just told him and he's fine, but if he's saying he can control where he's going past the firmament, ghosts and all that, that's demonic. That's demonic.
Does he think he's Enoch or something? He's taking.
Lord knows. Ask this dude. He's Jesus.
All right. Hey, Jesus. Is he,
you may see Jesus, or you may believe that you go to heaven or to hell. If you were not brought up religiously and were not exposed to the media, then you may see trees and the sky. It really just depends on what you were exposed to. People who were never exposed to religions don't have visions of Jesus, God, or whatever. It really just depends.
Again, false. This guy seems to be just talking poppycock nonstop.
And hearsay stuff.
He's just saying things.
Mm-hmm.
And everything he's saying can be shown demonstrably wrong because we can bring up how many testament is showing him wrong.
Yeah, probably demonic right along as well.
It's your brain having these visions.
The Bible has contradictions. Okay, you think you found an apparent contradiction that the church hasn't known about for 2,000 years? Every apparent contradiction can be explained by understanding just a little bit of theology. The Gospels were anonymous. Okay, anonymous doesn't mean we have no idea who wrote them. It just means the names of the authors aren't signed in the text itself. But we literally have writings from church fathers who knew the apostles and can verify that they indeed wrote the books named after them. The Gospels
Nobody can confirm anything now. I get what he's saying, but it should be clearly understood that if you're reading anything from before you lived, or the people who wrote the book lived, that you're reading beliefs. When you read a history book, you have no idea if what you're reading is true. It could be completely false. You can read something about 100 years ago.
What? Is he trying to falsify the Bible?
He's chatting bubbles, to be honest.
I just don't know what to think of this guy, to be honest.
It sounds like a conversation that you sat down, had a drink with his mate with one night and started having a stupid conversation, and this is what he said. Beer and conversation.
He reminds of the Satan short seasonists who want to appeal to history for the 70 AD destruction of Jerusalem to say Jesus returned, but in the same breath want to say you can't trust history.
But can I just say there's some Satan short seasoners out there that are cool, they're sound, but some are really, really vile, and you know what I mean? They really get stuck in.
I agree.
Yeah, but some of the guys are okay. Some of the guys are cool. It's not everybody.
And none of that
Yes, we don't
may be true. It's possible. That should always be something that you keep in mind when you read anything historical.
Quote Jesus. Now, it's true that a lot of secular scholars think the Gospels are a mix of real quotes from the historical Jesus and fake quotes added by the church, but none of them can...
The only good quote from Jesus, from me, is there's no way around
he spoke himself out
in the
there.
third person. He spoke in the third person.
He just got caught out. Well done, man.
He knows he's not Jesus.
Let's rewind that. Wait, let's rewind that.
Third person.
He just got caught out. Well done.
...by the church, but none of them can...
The only good quote from Jesus, from me...
He blinked as well as he said it. He knew. He doesn't think he's Jesus. He's just doing this. What a knob.
Wow.
He doesn't think he's Jesus. No way.
He's a scammer. That's all it is.
Yeah.
He's a grifter.
He spoke in the third person, caught out straight away.
Mm-hmm. He's just a grifter, guys.
Absolutely.
There's no way around nature. That's it. Live your life understanding that, and you will succeed in life. That's all that you need to know. There is no way around nature.
God killed tons of people.
That's not what Jesus said either, man.
No.
Just to let you know.
No. So you tell me God, Jesus, only said a couple of things, and that's it. That's all you need to know, guys. Get on, man. What an idiot. What an idiot.
In the Bible. Well, it's actually way more than that. God numbers everyone's days. He's the giver of life, so he can take it, especially if people sin.
This is actually a very good point, because it's really just referring to nature. When you go against nature, then you're sinning, so to speak.
No.
And that's why nature will punish you.
No.
How can nature punish you? What do you mean by how can nature punish you? What, you do something wrong and then a crow flies at your head? Is that what you're saying? No. Or a flower scratches pollen at you. Or the grass wraps around your leg and tries to pull you under the ground. What?
That's insane.
Dude.
Wow, I can't believe he's got so many followers. I wonder what the comments say.
Some people ain't got no common sense.
Guys, if you cut down a tree, are trees going to come cut you down?
Of course they will. Of course they will. You know that, Roger. When was the last time you cut down a tree, chased it all the way down the street? Come on, dude.
By a band of trees with sticks.
Oh, this dude, he's funny. He's actually funny.
A lot of people are not agreeing with him, though.
Good.
Or this guy. He agrees with him. Thanks for this one. I agree with you.
Oh my God. Sorry, Lord. I just said OMG. Sorry, Lord.
Wow. This guy is delusional.
God
If you eat bad food as a woman, when you have a child inside of you, when you're pregnant, then the child will not be as well developed. And if the child eats bad food once they are born, then they will have a malformed body, some kind of deformities, whatever the case. It will simply be nature punishing them.
Oh,
In this
come
case,
on. Come on. Some people say this
Nature punching. Nature doesn't do anything, man.
No, and some people say the same consequence. God does this. Some people say that, but now he's saying nature does that. That's
No.
come on.
It's really idiotic what this guy's saying. Let's, for instance, say, guys, if someone goes and drinks some poison, they're going to die. Okay.
Yep.
Was that nature? Did nature cause them to die, or was it their stupidity that caused them to die?
Well, yeah, all the chemicals just come together themselves, jumped in a bottle, it stayed there for a while, unscrewed itself. When he sinned against nature, it jumped into his mouth. Of course.
Insanity.
It's so bad. I mean, yes, nature is a thing, but nature itself is loads of stuff made into this big environment, system, whatever. It hasn't got a conscience itself. Nature itself hasn't got a conscience.
Exactly.
There's conscious things in nature, but nature itself hasn't.
Yeah,
That's like saying that the unnatural poisons conspired to kill you, kind of thing.
yeah.
Yes. Oh, wow.
case
So-
for being
So
misinformed,
what is
brainwashed,
someone
for being
that-
weak, enslaved.
Sorry.
Sorry, I was just about to say, just as you were starting So what if someone unalives someone else? Is that nature?
That's nature. Nature did that, man.
Yeah, nature did that. I know
Because
we're part of nature.
you're a natural being, so nature.
Of
nature
course,
did that, yeah.
of course. So I'm part of the Borg consciousness of nature then. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool.
So we should put nature on trial for every death in the world, right?
Wellness.
For going against nature. Whether they realize it or not, it doesn't matter. In nature, it would be a punishment for being weak, a bad hunter. That's the only reason why you would not have access to good food. Whereas nowadays, technically, most people could be eating good food. They just don't get what they are supposed to eat.
Atheist countries are more prosperous. Yes, it's true that Northern European countries are very prosperous and very secular, but correlation doesn't equal causation.
That's of course true. Correlation never equals causation, but that's what all of the people in the scientific community want you to believe. These atheistic countries I don't even want to start talking about them. Come on, really? Are they prosperous? In what way?
Atheism causes prosperity. It's that prosperity causes atheism because when people have comfortable lives, they don't feel a need to depend on God. But why are these particular countries?
Only weak, lost, and depressed people need to depend on something that's not there. They need to believe in something which they cannot sense.
And you're claiming to be God. You claim to be Jesus God, and now you're saying there's no God. Do you understand how that sounds?
Right. He says there's no for scientific proof for God, and then goes on about nature be like doing this when you punishing you for giving you consequences to sin and that. Where's his evidence for that? You know, he's hypocritical just by even saying that. He's got no evidence for it.
He comes off condescending to me, like he has weaknesses at all.
He just says it happens. That's it. It's like, yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Nature.
Hi, I'm Dana.
Hi,
I'm a
Dana.
filmmaker. Come with me to create an entire movie poster mock-up with the newest AI-powered.
Yeah, he's all over the place, flats.
It's just bad on both sides.
So prosperous in the first place. They may be secular now, but they're rooted in generations and generations of Protestant Christianity. If you want an example of a country that's atheist and not rooted in Christianity, look at communist China. There's 4,000 gods that people believe in, and you're atheist of 3,999 of them. I just go one god further. Okay, this isn't the gotcha that you think it is, because the question of whether some sort of God exists is fundamentally different from the question of which religion is right about God. If God created everything, then who created God? Well, God is defined as the uncaused causer. Everyone knows there needs to be a first cause at the beginning of the chain of all events in the universe, and it makes a lot more sense for that first cause to be a personal God who caused things for a reason, rather than some random impersonal force. Science disproves God. Well, actually, the church...
This is something that a human being, as I said, cannot and is not supposed to understand. You can think about it as much as you want. It's best to really realize that you're just not supposed to understand this. You're gonna break your head, so to speak, trying to figure it out. It's just not gonna make sense to you.
Invented...
That's not an answer to what the guy just said.
And you know this how?
Because he claims to be Jesus, remember?
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, and he talks about himself in the third person.
Did somebody drop this guy on his head a couple of times?
Dude, yeah.
He's probably been smoking too much. Too much of the stuff Sean Hawkins smokes.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it can't just be weed.
Something very strong.
modern science. All the founders of the scientific revolution deeply believed in God, and medieval theologians laid the groundwork for modern science by saying the world was governed by an intelligent creator. That means we can understand the world with our intelligence, and studying God led to studying the world because the world is God's creation. God is just used to fill in the gaps of things that science can't explain yet. Well, actually, God is the reason for everything, even things that science can't explain. It's not one or the other. It's not like everything's explained by either science or God, and the more science can explain, the less God can explain. Really, science can explain almost everything, but God is still behind it all, because science explains the how, and God explains the why. If God is good, why can't he destroy all evil? Well, he eventually will. Why can't he do it?
I don't agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, God in small g in quotes as well. If you say that intentionally. Mm-hmm. Nah, you know, it's a mistake sometimes. But yeah, no, it's he's off his nut.
Yeah, he's off his rocker, man.
What is his purpose as Jesus then? He claims he's Jesus, but there's no God. But he's Jesus. Jesus is spiritual. So what's his purpose as Jesus?
Let's go look at this video. He's actually boring. Let's see if there's actually where he's claiming to be.
Hi guys. I'm gonna be reviewing a video called "A 52-Year-Old Millionaire Share."
Really? Okay.
I was agreeing more with the video he was critiquing than anything else.
We are all equal, is his heading at the top.
They were saying that God, science was created by the church, and that was something I could agree with. They developed a scientific method to prove things.
Mm. Help me switch to Rumble.
How many viewers does he have?
Like 97K.
Wow,
91K, yeah.
Craziness.
I don't understand why though.
People are listening to that.
Yeah. Well, let's see what this is. The hierarchy of this earth, okay?
All right, after many years of making videos about all kinds of societies, etc., I will at last completely break down the hierarchy of this earth.
Really?
We will start at the very bottom, and then
Sorry?
Why is he blurring his hand out?
He probably doesn't want anybody to see yet what his pyramid is showing.
Okay.
What he's got written on his board.
Oh yeah, see it now. Sorry, I thought it was his hand. I didn't realize I was right. I was like, why is he blooming blocking his hand out? I see the pyramid now. Got you.
as you can see, we are not at the very bottom. There's 2
We
levels
can't see anything. It's
below
blurry.
us, and then we will go to the very top. At the end of this video, you will understand exactly what's going on this earth and in this world. These are 2 words which have nothing to do with each other, yet most people use them interchangeably, and that actually already
Wait. On this earth and in this world is not the same thing.
Not at all.
You know, he does like he knows how to speak words, but they're all jumbled up. What's that called? Word salad.
Sorry?
I'm saying he knows words and stuff like that, but what he's saying in sentences are all jumbled up. What is that called? Word salad.
Yeah.
tells you exactly what's going on. You probably don't understand what I'm talking about right now, but you
I don't. No, I really don't.
Who do we have at the very bottom? Of course, it's the
Full video on Telegram.
My goodness.
It's probably behind a paywall too. What do you think?
Help me switch to Rumble.
He needs to be behind bars.
And people are paying or subscribing to this guy because he's some kind of guru of some kind, or he just claims to be Jesus and he just started this YouTube channel or something.
Nutsky, man. Nutsky.
Sounds like on to me. He's making stuff up as he's going along.
You are in hell. Okay. 17.
Oh, so we're actually in hell now. Okay.
Let's see.
So
if you look younger than your age, you might be one of us. Take test.
As you know, a few months ago, I made a video called I Am Jesus, where I talked about how I am the equivalent of Jesus Christ today. Ever since I created this video, I wanted to find out what Jesus actually said to the people back in the day.
Shouldn't you have done that before you claimed to the equivalent?
Shouldn't you know if you're Jesus? You have to go and research what Jesus says, but you are Jesus. What?
But understand what I'm saying. He claims to be the equivalent of Jesus, and then afterwards has to go and find what Jesus said.
Yes. How does that work?
He's putting the cart before the horse, isn't he? He ain't gonna get nowhere.
It's crazy.
Oh, what does he think about you?
His teachings were really about. Not because I need them. I don't need anybody's opinions or beliefs about any topics. I know exactly who I am.
Oh, prideful as well. Well done.
Absolutely.
Huh.
He's got a God
Where
complex.
I am, what this life is about, the purpose of it, what I'm supposed to do. At this point in my life, there's nothing useful that anybody could teach me about any important topic.
He's unteachable, Flats. He's unteachable, Roger.
Oh my word.
You could not teach him a thing, Roger. Or you, Flats. Or me, for that matter.
He knows it all, doesn't he?
He knows
He
everything.
knows it all.
But he had to go and research himself.
He's so knowledgeable. He didn't even know what Jesus' words were saying.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He had to go research himself. He's that knowledgeable.
Oh my word.
What a contradiction.
Well, if I had a company and wanted to hire somebody, it would be him. He knows it all.
Wow.
That'd be a success overnight.
Of course, we all have the Christ consciousness, the natural knowledge,
No, you don't.
which is what it means.
No, there's no such thing as Christ consciousness. This is you new age rubbish. Now I understand. This guy's, I don't know,
Hey, did I tell you that?
insanity.
Do you remember when I did a review on that Hungarian guy? Remember, he came into Flat Earth. He get, what was it called again? His streams are called. I researched Flat Earth for 3 years and became a Flat Earther. That guy. Remember, you did one of his streams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's brought out a lot of videos again.
Yeah, I did a review on one of them, and I mean, I haven't heard from him for a little while, but he did get in my comments and say he would come and chat to me at some point, but he's really busy at the minute. So that'd be cool if he did. Because
he's such a nice guy.
he said my review was really good, but he was going on about when I said what's it called again? It's going out my head.
But he has got mystic teachings though.
Yes, yeah. He was when
That's the only thing.
When I said that kind of beliefs were BS. I can't remember what it was blooming called. What's it called?
He has unfortunately got mystic beliefs.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. I said that was kind
his
of
flat
BS.
content is good.
Yeah, definitely. He said he'd talk to me more about it, what it actually really is. He says because most people just think it's BS, but some of it is. He was kind of saying, but he's saying the true meaning of it. You know what I mean? So I don't know what that means, but he was pretty cool. He was pretty cool. But I haven't heard from him since.
Yeah.
But he did get in touch. He liked my review, so it was good. It was in 2 parts, so it was all good. And the review I did the
Inside
other day,
of us already.
the
But
guy did the,
most
sorry. I'm saying sorry. And the guy did the review. Remember, I did the review on a guy in Norbat who reviewed Dave Farina, another Glober called him out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, he was in the chat the other night when I did the second part. He subbed just to come in chat and then unsubbed afterwards. He was cool, but he said he was going to sub and unsub because he'll never be Flat Earther. I said, it's not about trying to change into Flat Earther. This was about me reviewing you, calling out Dave Farina because it's so refreshing to see another Glober call out a Glober. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or an anti-Flat Earther. You know? So he said I did a good review anyway. You were there, Roger, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was good. Sorry, I was blathering away there. Sorry, carry on there, Flag.
people
you were
grow
right,
up
listen.
as brainwashed slaves. They believe that they need these books with symbols inside of it, which they then read because they learned languages to teach them what they are supposed to do in their life, the purpose of it, and so on. This is why you need enlightened people to actually teach you the truth, and this is what Jesus did back in the day. The brainwashing 2,000 years ago was not as bad as it is today, but it was still bad. Had complete control over the people, or at least the ones who created this
I don't
religion.
understand. Who's he trying to say has complete control and then bleeps it out?
I don't know. What's he bleeping out? I don't get the context if he's bleeping it out. Not properly.
Somebody in government or something, maybe.
I'm sorry. He's a
People blindly followed the Old Testament. They lived in fear because they were afraid of this God who will judge them and punish them. And then Jesus came along with his teachings, which are way different than what...
Sorry?
Talking in third person again. Jesus came along.
Yeah.
He's saying I came along.
I don't know. This guy just doesn't make sense.
Not at all.
I don't know if he's talking metaphorically. He's Jesus or the equivalent. I think.
Yeah, he says he's equal.
Well, this video he says equivalent.
So
But
he
that's what I
should
said.
know.
But he's claiming to be Jesus then.
If he's equal, that means he should know the same as everybody, the same as Jesus. If he's equal, that means he's God. If he's equal, so he should know it. He's Jesus. He's still
I just want to point out, why was Satan thrown out of heaven, Lucifer?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to be equal with God.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first original sin, guys.
Yeah.
Yep. I got my first birthday present, by the way, guys.
Well,
Oh yeah. Yet.
She left it in her pants, so I was busy for a bit. Yeah, that's part of being a grandpa, I guess.
What you're taught today. The original New Testament was a very thin book, and this perfectly aligns with what I've been telling you for years now.
the natural teachings are something that's already inside of you, and it's something that's very easy to ignite, which is why you don't need to brainwash people and tell them all kinds of stories, write this very thick book. All that you need to do is give them these few points, which will then ignite the fire, and then it will enlighten them. This is exactly what the original.
What's he talking
Fire.
about?
Ignite a fire. Where? What? Where's the fire? In your brain? What?
No, it's in his pants, PJ.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But I don't understand. He's not really making sense on a point.
No.
No.
And he's not much sense. I mean, 16K views for this hogwash.
Wow.
Doesn't he remind you a little bit of Jean-Claude Van Damme a little bit?
No. No.
Goat is exposed. YouTuber hired hitman for multiple murder. What? Oh, it's his own video.
Oh.
No, it's Crimes Anatomy. There we go. See what they say. What? Netherlands.
For more than a year, Diane has been living in fear of the man she was once close to, the father of her
There we go.
3-year-old.
That's the guy. Ooh, this is interesting. So this is getting interesting.
Okay.
Huh.
Almost fiction. Yeah.
How old is this?
8 months ago.
Oh, 8 months.
So there's more to this guy than meets the eye, guys.
He looks chunkier there.
Hmm.
He has multiple personalities.
Son.
That is him.
But it wasn't just him
That's him, yeah.
Wow, he's a bit chunkier.
she was
there.
afraid of. It was also his diehard followers, who seemed hell-bent on ending the life of her and their infant son in the most brutal ways possible. Diane did install CCTV at her residence, and just a few months ago, it caught Gaddis and his crew peeping into her property, as if plotting something
What?
sinister.
What?
That day, nothing happened.
So he's got really sick followers then.
Yeah, but what do you mean peeping? He pointed at them 2 dots. That's not eyes.
Huh.
But something horrible was planned. Diane knew she had to leave, but financial constraints meant she had no choice but to stay while searching for another place. She hoped one day of returning to complete her training to become a history teacher, something she had given up on due to prior health reasons. Diane realized she left her son's potty outside the patio and went out to retrieve it. As she was doing this, she heard the neighbors wheeling out their garbage bins. Waste collection day is tomorrow. Verbally, she thanked them for reminding her and went to pull her garbage bin outside. As she exited her home and wheeled out her bin, she could hear someone walking towards her quickly from behind. That's when she felt a thud.
Is this made up story?
She was
I don't know. It seems to. I'm not
Or
really
is
sure.
it a
This is weird.
reenactment or made up stories? It's satire.
You know,
Up to me.
YouTuber Gota's real name, Gatas, is wanted under an international search warrant for his alleged involvement in a true crime case involving the horrifying ambush of his ex, Diane, also known as Lorna, online. The research true crime documentary presents the facts and shows what led up to the unforgivable event, featuring Gotas in his own words. Although a verdict was reached on September 12, 2024, some perpetrators and suspects, including Gotas and Mary Marina, known as the Primal Bell on YouTube and other social media platforms, remain at large.
Isn't he Gotis though? The guy we've been watching.
Yeah, that's a Gotas, yeah.
So
This is not satire. It doesn't seem like satire.
what? So but so he's the pap in this, is he? What has he got to do with the story then? Is he just telling it, or is
This
he
guy's
in it?
telling this. Yeah, this is telling the story.
And he's
The
part
guy's
of the
telling the story of this Gotas dude. He's exposing him.
It sounds like he's bored already too. So
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I thought this was Gotis's channel.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
I'm
It's a
thinking,
different
why
channel.
would you be saying this about yourself? Oh, right. Got you. Sorry. Right. My bad. I was
Quite
getting.
interesting. Let's see.
Savagely being beaten at the back of her head with a metallic nightstick by the people who were wheeling garbage bins earlier.
I should have left. I should have left.
Ah, the lights.
Crazy.
No way.
Crazy.
Help! Help! Here. Stop it! I should have left.
Wow.
No way, man.
Quite hectic. Let's get to where it's a bit less screamy.
Throwing acid behind her back one more time. The attackers were giggling and smirking as Diane ran around, desperately seeking help, receiving blows that had caused fractures and broken bones. Diane manages to run into the neighbor's house, who lock the doors and call the police. Diane drops the nightstick and rinses off as much acid as possible, bleeding and bloody for 15 minutes in the shower, but eventually she has to lay down. The stick was later identified as an illegal weapon in the Netherlands.
Wow.
Yeah, this is getting interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like got me a little intrigued.
And this guy claims to be Jesus. Okay. Huh. You see what happens when Globies are too scared to ask questions in QnA evenings?
Well, there's some
In Germany,
Diane.
Sorry?
There's some true Globers in the audience. They should come in.
Diane remembers being awake in the ambulance as she is taken away to the hospital. Diane describes her time in the hospital as far from ideal. The local hospital she was in was not prepared to treat burn and acid attack. Her arm was nearly amputated off, and she almost lost one of her nipples too. Despite the excruciating pain, her thoughts were constantly with her son. This only added to her trauma and anguish.
Crazy. Yeah, you can see it's him.
It is him. Wow.
As she knew her ex was after both of them. When it was finally time to meet her son, Diane was nervous because she didn't know how he would react to seeing her half-disfigured face. But her son gave her a big kiss on the cheeks, bringing tears to her eyes. He didn't care one bit. He was just happy to see his mom again. This was one of
Hospital recovery.
See,
our research.
we knew as soon as he talked about Jesus in the third person that he was fraud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's something not right with him.
Oh man, he's dodgy, bro. He's dodgy.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
The doctors say at the hospital
that I might have to stay 48 hours because there could be an internal bleeding.
because you could die,
Basically.
and you couldn't even remember your phone number,
and age. Yeah.
which is also up. You definitely got to go to a dentist now because you can't eat anything, and you know how expensive dentists are in Europe, and with the nose also. I appreciate all the support I get on Patreon, but that money pretty much pays for my food. That's about it. We both don't have a decent income to pay for any of this, so if anybody could support.
Yeah.
But he was part of this.
Yeah, I couldn't say 100%. I mean, I think just even from the last video, even before this, in my conviction, my feeling about him is dodgy. I don't know if this is 100% true. I mean, it seems intriguing. I mean, I'd need to see more proof than just a video. You know what I mean? But he does seem very dodgy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but look, he's all the time with different women there.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's not the same woman again.
No, that's not the same. No, definitely not. Definitely not.
I think he's found a way not to work.
Oh, he has a pause to read.
Catherine would later provide a
There.
Wow.
My name is. This is a Chevron Deviland. It gives the court number and everything. My name is Catherine Richard, and the letter is basically to explain my involvement in the conspiracy to murder Diane, the ex-girlfriend of Gattis Luxens. I married Gattin. Okay, so that other woman was the new wife of this guy. In May 2021, the conspiracy happened in the same year. This letter is also to explain the physical violence I experienced and also shed light on what kind of situation his current partner is sadly experiencing at the moment. Gattis, myself, and Florence Strack, we were all planning to kidnap her and murder her. We were all three of us in Holland, driving around the Florian's white van. Gattis used my account in order to hire a private investigator to know where she lived, and we found her address. We stayed in the Netherlands for maybe a week, and we met up with Florian many times. Him and Florian constantly talked about their plans and how they would trick Diane and kidnap her. I heard that Florian would dress up as a delivery man to be able to get her to open the door, things like that. We drove to her house and wanted to park and see if she would come out. Gattis also stalked her mom's house. We went to Diane's house a few times and went to Florian and Gattis' shoulder and look up the fence to see if someone was there, and I did not see people in the house. Wow, this is like,
you know, something I've typed in the show that what it says at the top there, the Shawan Duo Leveland with a number, and it's come up with an area, but further down you get videos of Gotis acid attack on Luna. You've got Gotis in Kiwi
so
Farms.
it's a true thing.
Yeah, it's in Kiwi Farms. It's in Kiwi Farms as well. You know
So
what
it's
Kiwi
actually
Farms is like? Let me just click into it.
it's valid.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
how can people be sub to this guy?
Yeah, come on. Why isn't it not letting me? It's not letting me get into it for some reason. Why is my mental it's not letting me get into it? Oh, yeah, no, it won't let me do it. My internet's still there. Yeah, it's still on. Yeah, my internet won't let me go to it.
Wow.
Kiwi Farms is dodgy, isn't it? And it's yeah, it's a thing. And maybe I've got a lock on that kind of stuff. Where's that thing again?
So the question is,
Right.
or what?
Let me just get this video up and see if it's the same video you've got. This one, how long is this one you've got? No, it's not the same video. This video I've got is 3 minutes 59, and it's Gotis acid attack on Luna Diane. Security footage. You want to have a look?
Yeah.
Like, be careful in case it's not blocked. It should be because it's on YouTube. I was going to say if it will be blocked out before it's been let on. Right. Do you want me to give the link or do you want me to share it?
Yeah, you can put the link in and then I'll.
Right. All right. Copy. So that. Okay. And 526. Yeah.
No, Flash, where did you find this guy's video to start with?
LJ.
That one's just a security video, 4 minutes. I haven't looked at it yet though. Obviously, I just gave you the link. Is it okay to look up? You know, I haven't looked.
Let's see. Let me just quickly see.
Yeah, it's best to play it first on your side, just in case.
I don't know if it's
Some might get through. You know, you should like.
I just don't want to see if there's any if it's because it's not blurred out like the other one.
No, it's not, is it?
Oh, yeah, you can see. It's gonna be a bit too hectic to show, guys.
Are you able to pause it before it happens or anything, or is it just too dodgy?
No, it's
too dodgy.
It's showing correctly what it showed. It's just not blurred out.
Blood.
Where they're attacking her and stuff.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I can see that. I'm just skimming through it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't really show this live, guys. Sorry.
No. So, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing then.
It's a real thing. Here's the link if anybody wants to watch it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, it's definitely it's Kiwi Farms, but my internet's not letting me get into it. I must have a lock in them kind of things.
This is Diane. She looked after the. They got a This is how she looked after the acid attack.
Wow. Well, I've had one of them on my arm when I scalded my arm with a kettle. And that I know how that scald felt, but that's acid. That's got to feel awful. That's wow, feels so bad for her. Wow.
What was the motivation for this crime? That's my question.
Sicko.
What causes people to do things like that, though?
Thinking that they're God. They can do anything they want.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he thinks he's claiming now to be Jesus, because he's trying to get out of these sick things he's done.
Yeah. And that was his judgment on her.
Well, he'll get his comings. It always comes back.
Wow.
He knows he's not Jesus, but he's got a God complexion.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, in Philadelphia, NBC 10, they also had the whole thing. 2 men, woman charged with attempted murder after acid was thrown on New Jersey woman. Okay, no, that's a different one.
Everybody started doing it at one point, throwing acid on people for revenge. It's an awful thing to do. It's not, that doesn't go away. You know what I mean? It's not like you get a broken bone, it gets fixed. You know what I mean? Or you get a little bruised up, it heals. You throw that on people's faces, the back, anyway, it scars for life, it disfigured for life, and it's a long, long process to try and get it back to normal, and a lot of money. And it never does go fully back to normal like you used to look. It's a horrible thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it's one of the most abominable things to do nowadays.
Well, what causes a person to do things like that?
God complex, jealousy, as in envy, jealousy.
I know what it is. We're in the end times, guys.
Well,
people have become cold, heartless, demonic oppression. Exactly, Charles.
Hearts of stone.
Mm-hmm. By the way, guys, you can still hit the likes. It really does help the show to grow. And you can still send a super chat if you got a question, or come in and click the link and come and ask a question for free. Simple as that. It is a Q&A evening. Well, it was. Wow. That was quite mind-blowing. I didn't think that was going to be the turn of what's going to happen when LJ sent that video.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, he's claiming to be Jesus. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
But then you saw this. It's like, what?
Yep. Yeah.
Quite hectic.
I wonder why it wouldn't let me get into Kiwi Farms. I wonder if it's something to do with my internet.
Maybe.
If I've got some kind of restriction on it.
What is Farms, DJ?
I don't know. I hear people on YouTube talking about Kiwi Farms, and it's where all the dodgy stuff goes on, all the that kind of stuff. Starts with P and all that kind of stories in there, and everything, that kind of stuff. I've never been in.
I see a lot of people are like on about this guy.
Hey, ask anybody in chat if they've heard of Kiwi Farms, and they might be able to tell us about it. Because I haven't been able. I just tried to get in, I couldn't. But I've heard of it, and I think it's a big thing. Kiwi Farms.
But I see a lot of people talking out about this guy.
I can't see the chat, so let me know if the answer.
I'm surprised he's not in jail. He's walking around making YouTube videos, for that matter.
That's it. But look, I watch certain things about certain lol cows getting like certain people do videos on lol cows and that, and some of them are that kind of people, about the pee. I can't remember the point. I was just thinking of my point and it's gone. I do it all the time. I did it earlier on today.
It was Kiwi Farms and people that.
My point is, it's these people are still on the internet, like TikTok and that, and on YouTube, and it's known that they are that. You know what I mean? And they get trolled for it and that, obviously. So it's more common than you think, Roger. That was my point.
Well, if I find anything like that in my neighborhood, I'll put an end to it. I'm sure of it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Oh my word! Go just put some. Ways to decrease your testosterone? Why the hell would you want to decrease testosterone as a male?
Why? What? What? You want to turn into a female or something?
What's the name of that transvestite model? The Irish kid.
Lord,
oh my word!
I need more testosterone, not less.
Oh wow! Thank you very much, Godzilla, for your 5 Canadian scissors. Who's Tirak a superklets?
I don't know what that means.
How do I send a super chat in other words?
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much,
Godzilla's done.
Godzilla. I really appreciate the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, that's good to see some Afrikaans as well. You rock. Appreciate all the support, man. The votes so far, guys, 88 votes. Are you subscribed? Yes, 65%. No, 35%. So there's quite a few people that are not subscribed. Why not?
Easy to hit that little button. Yeah.
Yeah, just hit that subscribe button.
Do you ever check your percentages in your analytics to see how many you've got people that watch that are subscribed and people who watch that aren't subscribed? Mine's quite good.
Most of the people are subscribed. Watch my
me too.
content.
Me too. Because I see a lot of people who've got millions and that, and they whine about the people that are watching but not subscribed.
Yeah, but think about it. Remember, the bigger your channel, the more people are watching. So let's say also a lot of the time you got a smaller channel. Let's say you find people 10K, and then they all of a sudden get a 1 million view video.
Right.
The analytics is going to go haywire because those people aren't subscribed. So it's going to be showing a lot more watching that's not subscribed than what is subscribed.
That's right. True.
Hey, Mike's in the house. What's up, man? Has Copycape got back to you yet about that debate, man? She's dead quiet.
No response.
I don't know.
I see Cookie Monster's here.
Cookie.
Ryan's here, yeah. How's it going, Ryan?
Ryan in the house.
What's up, guys?
Good to see you, bro.
I'd have some weird things about people that think they're Jesus, too.
Quite crazy. Excuse me. So, I guess if we got no questions, we can end this, yeah. It's 20 minutes earlier.
Only been going an hour 30. Not too long.
Hour and 40.
Do you want me to get that video? It's only an 8-minute video, 12-minute video about the woman who tries to prove through scripture that Jesus is a Muslim.
Oh yeah. Let's quickly go through that.
All right, let me get it. 2 seconds.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, Mike, then we can understand why she's not answering.
Oh, is she unwell or something?
No, someone passed away in her family.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Send our condolences if that is the case.
Where is it?
Never a good thing, is it? No.
There we go.
Let's see.
It's 8 minutes. There we go. It's from Revealing Truth. He's good. He's all right.
Sure. Okay.
John here, and welcome to Revealing Truth. And special thanks to Stephen Boyce for sharing this. The person we're looking at today...
I don't even know. I don't know.
As soon as I see Lily J, I'm like, oh no.
I don't know this one. I've never watched it.
Do you not know Lily J?
No, it rings a bell.
she's the one who decided to take ChatGTP and say, yes, God is Muslim.
Oh, is that how she got to try and do it? And okay,
that's how she started.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do a thing on her. Then I'm gonna have to investigate her.
She's all for Muslim, but she doesn't get that she's literally seen as yeah.
Yeah, no more stuff.
I'm not gonna say the words.
Is Lily J. She's a blue-eyed lass from Australia by the sounds of her accent, although I could be wrong. But she's got almost 300,000 subscribers and says she's searching for the purpose of life. But if you watch her videos, it would seem more like she's more on the side of Islam and wants to prove Christianity wrong.
Yep.
I watched a few of the videos and that's all it seems to be. Things like clickbait titles saying that she got threats from Christians not to post this. But all she does in that video is try to prove that the Bible is not the complete Word of God. She goes out of her way.
The thing is, she gets shown wrong all the time. Let's get to where she actually starts something. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look at her.
Yeah. Jesus was a Muslim. I can prove it.
What?
Okay.
Oh. She's going to use some really bad logic in this very short video.
Did you know that Jesus wasn't a Christian or a Jew? He was a Muslim, and I can prove it. First,
Christian. How did Jesus be a Christian?
Okay. First of all, I can disprove that straight away. You know what?
Jesus is not
Islam only came 600 years after Jesus. There was no Muslim in Jesus' time, so that's already wrong. And Christianity came after Jesus because Christians were literally hinged on the new covenant.
Yeah.
Boom.
Jesus himself was not a Christian.
He was a Nazarene.
Christian means to be Christ-like. For us to be Christ-like, Christ is already Christ-like.
So Lily J is already wrong there, guys. Literally, when she just opens her mouth, she's wrong. Well, that's actually all her videos are this way.
Right. So why do people watch them? That's my question. 300,000 subscribers for that?
Well, maybe you could guess why she gets watched.
Yeah, I know.
It's insane. No, this woman is really. That's how. As soon as I saw Lily J, I'm like, oh no.
Oh, I didn't know about her. I'm gonna have to do.
No, she's ready.
firstly, what does the word Muslim actually mean? Muslim is an Arabic word and it directly translates to one that submits to God.
And so far she's telling the truth. Some do translate Muslim to one that serves God. Step 2, though, is adding some more truth to this.
Submits.
You know how that's false as well? Was Jesus submitting to God, or is Jesus God?
Jesus is God.
Jesus is God. Yeah. So Jesus could be a Muslim, neither could he.
No.
No.
And guess what? Every single prophet.
I just want to point out, if she's so Muslim, where's a burqa?
Yeah.
Do you know she'll literally be tortured? You know, she'll be beaten by her husband if he's a Muslim and sees her dressed this way and showing arms and her neck and her hair. She's not allowed to show her hair to us, by the way, if she's Muslim.
If she's married and Muslim, she'd have a burqa. If she's not married, she'd have a hijab.
Hijab, yeah. But she's not supposed to show hair to us. She's not supposed to show her neck. She's not supposed to show her arms.
No.
So she's a casual Muslim. Come on, guys.
Yeah. She's not a Muslim, in other words. I think she more or less just does this to get attention.
Maybe.
The whole Bible submits to God. Look at Noah. Noah submitted to God's commandments by building the ark, even though no one...
He was kind of forced to do it. Otherwise, he would have died.
I think he was compelled to do it. I mean, he wasn't. You know what I mean? Of course, he submits to God. He's Noah. He's created.
But think about it. God comes, hey, Noah, dude, I'm going to destroy the earth. If you want to live, build an ark.
I can't be bothered, man.
She wouldn't be here if Noah didn't build an ark. How about that?
Exactly.
I'll just swim. Don't worry. You know.
And I don't think she understands what submission to God really means.
No, of course not.
Believed him that the floods were coming. Abraham, he was willing to sacrifice his beloved son because God told him to. He submitted to God's commands. Moses, he went against the strongest Pharaoh to ever live because God told him to. Moses submitted to God.
Once again, all this is true, but now she's going to twist this into meaning something it doesn't.
Now, Jesus. The whole New Testament is proclaiming Jesus submitted to God's will. He
What?
Yes, she did it.
Bob Noodle, look at this. She does get the attention. You're giving her exactly that. I think my little measly channel doesn't give her 300K channel really much attention.
And yeah, and I didn't pick it because of her. I picked it because that's a channel I like, Revealing Truth. And
yeah, he's got an awesome channel.
Yeah, so I picked it because of that and because of the title. I didn't know who Lily J was.
prayed to God. He said he can do nothing on his own. He can only do
He
the
didn't
will.
say he can do nothing on his
When
own.
did he say that?
No. He didn't say that.
And he did pray to the Father. But
Mhm.
when does
He
he?
said, if you see the Father, if you see me, you've seen the Father.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was saying he is God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's people like this that make me lose my hair even more.
Will of the one who sent him. He also says that all the miracles are done through him from God and on his life.
Also false.
Is she actually read scripture, or is she just going off by what people say?
I don't think I don't know. It's difficult with her because all of her videos are exactly like this. It's all just nonsense.
Speculation.
Even the Quran she tries to defend, she gets wrong. She gets everything wrong.
I'm gonna have to have a little look at her channel.
I'm really surprised she's got so much subscribers, to be honest.
Wow.
Last and final sermon before facing death, he prayed to God, saying, "Take my sacrifice, not as I will, but as you will." Jesus.
He was quoting. He's quoting the Old Testament.
Wasn't it Isaiah he was quoting, I think? Yeah.
Yes. He's literally fulfilling prophecy in Isaiah and Psalms. Oh my word.
This is clearly showing the ultimate submission to God. On top of all that, not once is the word Jew ever mentioned in the Old Testament.
Because it's not because the Jew is a new word. It was Israelite.
Come on.
I guess so, Mike.
That's basic.
Now, this is where things are getting silly. While it's true the word Jew does not appear in the Old Testament, the word Jews appears many times. So trying to make your point with this logic is simply
I should have
foolish.
pointed out, revealing truth, the word Jews replying is in translations. It wasn't there. It was actually always Israelites.
Yeah,
Just
of course.
Just to change it.
Depends on what he's reading, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't have an issue with that. I mean,
No. I don't.
Foolish. Like with this example as well.
And not once is Christian ever mentioned in the whole Bible.
Of course it isn't.
What? Christ-like.
Christ-like.
Oh my word.
The Romans started the term Christian, didn't it?
Wow.
People who followed Christ. Yeah.
Okay.
Christ-like.
Let's see. It says the word Christian appears 3 times in the Bible verses Acts 11:26 and Acts 26:28. Entirely possible the word is used to insult believers in Peter's day. Yep. Peter 4:16. Yeah, so it definitely does appear in the Bible quite a few times.
What translation?
Doesn't say.
No.
It's just what it is.
But once again, the word Christian isn't mentioned, but we do read that they were first called Christians in Antioch. And if we look at the Greek, it means Christian, a follower of Christ. And on a side note, notice it doesn't say that they were first called Catholics. I mention that because Catholics often comment saying that Catholicism was the first true faith.
I hear that so much. Catholicism always wants to take the head role of Christianity.
Yeah.
When it was.
Yeah.
But anyhow, Lily is wrong.
Yep.
I was just going to read out the word Christian appears 3 times in the New Testament. Is that what you read out? Already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I've just read.
Acts
And
Peter.
that was his disciples in Antioch being the first.
Acts and Peter.
Yeah. Sorry.
Basic breakdown of what a Muslim is. It's someone who follows the Islamic religion and their teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Well, Muhammad was a false prophet, and Jesus didn't follow Islam or Muhammad. So no, Jesus was not a Muslim.
Well, it's difficult to follow Islam if it came 600 years after Jesus.
Unbelievable.
Now, this may surprise some, but Muslims do have some similar beliefs with Christianity.
Yes, they are.
They believe that Moses was a prophet and believe in following the 10 Commandments. But here's the thing. Muhammad was a sinner, just like we all are.
Yeah, you got to understand, they do believe in the 10 Commandments, but they do believe it's been abrogated.
Right.
Because Muhammad came to abrogate everything. Because as soon as he wanted to do those sins that were supposed to be, supposed to be wrong, he was allowed to do it. Hence why he could have so many wives. Hence why he could have a child bride. Hence why he got ridden all night in the desert. By who was it? What was those guys? He went to ride him in the desert.
Oh, like a horse, I think, right? Something like that.
What are those guys' names?
I can't remember. PJ, what were they called?
Sorry, I was reading something. What? Sorry.
What is those guys' names that rode Muhammad all night in the desert?
The Al-Zuts.
Yeah. Al-Zuts, exactly. Muhammad went into the desert to get ridden all night.
Yeah.
By
Al-Zuts.
Very naked
skinny,
men.
Very prominent, and very, very everlasting.
They weren't very flaccid at all, were they? They were.
Well, that was funny.
If you're behind the Diddy line, you're cool.
Wait.
You're cool.
I think let's bring that up. I'm going to rather bring that up, guys. The Al-Zuts.
I wonder
I'm
if they
good with it, Charlie, because if I laugh, I'll pee myself.
Oh, yeah, because when I watched this first, I laughed.
Yeah. Funny. I did a review on it.
How can anybody watch that and think Islam is true? Where's it now?
Well, now they're trying to make Isaac and Sarah, or make it feel like that she was 3 years old. The Muslims are trying to say that when they wed. It was pitiful.
Yeah, but that's an old argument from them. They're trying to say Rebecca was 3 years old when she watered the camels, apparently. I want to see any 3-year-old do that.
That's a hell of a 3.
Yeah, it's because they're pulling it out of their thumbs. There's nothing. Where is it now? Where's that video? I don't know if you watched the latest video with God Logic where he debates Ali Dawa and he debunks him with a square and a triangle.
Wow, that's pretty
good. It was very good.
A square and a triangle. Where do these stories come from, and especially the Islamic side of it? I don't get.
Oh, there we go. He has that video. Shout out to David Wood. Um, you guys want to laugh?
Here we go.
Here you go.
There are a lot of weird stories in the Muslim sources. Stories that make you wonder, why in the name of common sense would anyone ever write down something like this? But I challenge you to find a weirder, creepier, more disturbing story than the tale of Muhammad's late-night desert rendezvous with the men of Al-Zut. Since Raymond Ibrahim has already done the research on Muhammad's romantic encounter, we'll let Raymond break down the details.
This odd hadith, which I'm about to narrate, appears in several hadith collections, including the highly esteemed Musnad of Ibn Hanbal, founder of one of Islam's 4 schools of laws, or madhahib, as well as in many other well-respected Islamic texts, all of which are being taught in Al-Azhar.
So, the scholars know about this. But like so many other issues the scholars hide from us, this story hasn't worked its way to the general population. Until now.
The hadith, which is narrated by Abdullah bin Mas'ud, a companion of the Prophet and one of Islam's most reliable and trustworthy transmitters of a hadith, goes as follows. Brace yourself. Abdullah begins by telling us that Muhammad called on him to accompany him on a trip into the desert. When they reached a certain place and night had fallen, Muhammad made a line in the sand, most likely a circle, and told Abdullah, quote, "Stay behind this line and do not cross it, for if you do, you will die."
Muhammad drew a line in the sand and warned his companion, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, not to cross it. Let's call this line the Diddy line, as in, Muhammad didn't just cross that line.
Muhammad took one for the team.
He took all of them for the team.
Yeah, but the thing is, the conclusion is, why did he go there and let his mate get protected while he went over the line? Was he testing his mate to see if his mate would come off of the protection to help him? Or did he just go there to get that because he liked it? Because afterwards he lay his head in his friend's lap.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Even telling this is a parable, what the hell would that mean?
Sickening.
Diddy. We could also call it the cuck line for reasons that will soon be clear.
Muhammad then left his startled companion and walked into the desert night, about the distance of a hurled stone, says Abdullah. Before long, our narrator saw a group of men, he does not specify how many, who, quote, appeared to be al-Zut. He describes them as, quote, tall, lean, and naked.
So, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud was behind the Diddy line, the cuck line, but Muhammad crossed the Diddy line. And he was soon surrounded by a number of tall, lean, naked men, the men of Al-Zut.
Other Islamic sources say these Zut were a black-skinned people, and we'll get into that later. After describing them, Abdullah goes on, and here's the problematic part, to say, quote, they went to and began to ride the Prophet of Allah.
They did what now?
They went to and began to ride the Prophet of Allah. Literally, that's what the Arabic says. These tall, black, naked men rode Muhammad. The Arabic word yarkabun, which I will presently discuss, can also be translated as mounted. And they did this all night long, says Abdullah.
These tall, lean, black, naked men mounted Muhammad in the desert and rode him all night long, while his companion Abdullah ibn Mas'ud watched from behind the cuck line.
During which time they would also come and circle around and try to reach him, but they were prevented, apparently from the line of protection Muhammad had drawn in the sand for his companion. Abdullah concludes his narration, quote, I was extremely terrified by them, so I sat down. With the coming of dawn, they began to depart.
Why did he sit
Then
down?
the Prophet of Allah returned, slowly and in pain, from that which they did while riding him.
These tall, lean, black, naked men tried to get to Ibn Mas'ud, but he was protected by the Diddy line. He was terrified, so he sat down. When dawn arrived, the tall, lean, black, naked men left, and Muhammad came stumbling back to Ibn Mas'ud, slowly, because he was in pain from these tall, lean, black, naked men riding him all night long.
According to another narration found in several Islamic texts, including Akhbar Mecca by Al-Fakahi, Muhammad complained to Abdullah that, quote, they wounded me all night long, at which point the Prophet proceeds to lay his head and fall asleep in Abdullah's lap.
Poor Muhammad was all tuckered out from these tall, lean, black, naked men riding him all night long, and he fell asleep with his head resting on Ibn Masud's lap. Yes, Muhammad liked resting his head on men's laps to fall asleep. Just ask Dihya al-Kalbi. But who were these guys who mounted him and rode him all night long? Turns out, when they're described as black, it doesn't mean African.
Who are these al-Zut, these naked men who rode Muhammad all night long? According to Islam's written records, they were a migrant people from India or modern-day Pakistan, described in the sources as very tall, very dark-skinned, very lean, strong and hardy, and often used for labor-intensive work.
Sounds like Muhammad was using them for some labor-intensive work. So, al-Zut referred to people from India or Pakistan. Do we know anything else about these guys?
In early Arabic ethnographies and literary works, al-Zut are also depicted as being very sexual and virile, with very large penises. In fact, according to one Arabic source, Al-Tashibbahat by Ibn Abi Awan, quote, the penis of al-Zut never weakens, meaning their large phalluses never go limp and are ever ready.
The men of al-Zut were known for being extremely horny at all times? And Muhammad wanted to meet with these men at night in the desert? And they mounted him and rode him all night long while Ibn Masud watched from behind the Diddy line?
And then sat down.
Raymond asked ChatGPT about the men of al-Zut.
I then asked ChatGPT to give me a physical description of al-Zut based on early Arabic sources, and it said, quote, in literary and anecdotal texts, they are grouped together with other southern or dark-skinned people, all of whom have the following traits: sexual potency, prominent genitalia, and associations with physical strength and virility.
Why did Muhammad want to meet these guys at night in the desert? And what do the sources mean when they say these guys were riding him all night long?
Now let's talk about the Arabic word translated as ride, as in al-Zut, rode the Prophet. Not only does it have the same exact meaning in English, as in to ride a horse, for example, but it carries the same slang meaning, as in copulating with a woman. In fact, several Islamic sources use it literally to mean sex.
So, when it says they rode him all night long, the word rode can either mean they rode him like a horse, or it can mean they had sex with him.
What do you think?
What do you think it means in this context?
It's also interesting to note that when al-Zut begins circling and trying to reach our terrified narrator, Abdullah, his first instinct was to sit down. Was he trying to hide and protect that one part of his body, which these naked men were apparently trying to access? That is, his bottom, by sitting down?
Well, he saw what they were doing to poor Muhammad's junk in the trunk, so we can't blame him for sitting down and protecting his badonkadonk from the booty bandits of al-Zut. All right, now that we know the details, Raymond puts it all together.
Muhammad took his close companion, Abdullah, into the desert at night. He warned him to wait behind a line and went off at a distance, apparently for a pre-planned rendezvous. Before long, Abdullah saw several naked men from the people of al-Zut appear, described in the sources as tall, lean, virile, and with large penises.
Why was Muhammad meeting these guys at night in the desert after crossing the Diddy line?
These men then took turns riding or mounting the Prophet all night long. They also tried to reach him, but Abdullah immediately sat down, apparently to protect that one part of his body they were trying to access.
Ibn Masud apparently did a better job protecting his bubble pop than Muhammad did.
As the sun rose, these naked men began to depart, even as Muhammad returned in pain, limping towards Abdullah and saying how al-Zut had injured him. He then lays in his companion's lap and falls asleep.
Nothing suspicious here. So, this is what I would consider the weirdest, creepiest, most disturbing story in the Muslim sources, and that's saying a lot. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me ask all our Muslim friends what this means. Why did Muhammad head out into the desert in the middle of the night to meet with a bunch of Indian or Pakistani men who were known for their strong sexual appetites. Why did he bring his companion, Abdullah ibn Masud, and make him stand behind the Diddy line? Did Muhammad like it when one of his companions watched? What do your sources mean when they say that these tall, lean, black, naked men mounted Muhammad and rode him all night long? When the men of Al-Zut approached the Diddy line, or the Cuck line, why did Ibn Masud sit down to protect the Jiggle twins, his wiggle bags, his rump rockets? And why did Muhammad return to Ibn Masud in pain, totally worn out from having his bounce house bounced on all night, and pass out on his companion's lap? Let me know in the comments section. If you'd like to watch Raymond Ibrahim's full video, the link is in the description.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Is that diplomacy? Is that what they call that? He became the ultimate diplomat.
It's a mad story. It's a mad
Yeah,
story.
yeah. The point we're trying to make out here, guys, is like, why would anyone listen to that and think Muhammad was a actual prophet of anything?
Yeah. I mean, what if that happened? What the hell was the point in that?
Why?
You know,
Why?
The only thing I can think of is if it happened, is he wanted it, and he wanted his Gaji to watch, then lay in his lap for the rest afterwards.
I mean, look at DL Kalbi, where they're saying, yeah, he was alive on DL Kalbi's lap. Yeah, the things that happened on DL Kalbi is even more sick as well. Aisha had to go and wash the sperm, scrape the sperm off of his garments after sleeping on DL Kalbi's lap.
Sure. I think Muhammad got the point. If you want to know what I'm saying,
he got the point. He got more than one point.
And just in case he didn't realize he got the point, he got to the other point as well.
Yes. Do you know if you put them two Al-Zut back to back and strap them together, you could use them as a pogo stick.
Oh, man.
Why would you want, if this is a story made up to try and give, I don't know, Muhammad,
but it's in a hadith,
credibility of some sort, why would you want people to know this?
Yeah, but exactly, it's in a hadith though. I mean, wow.
And that's an Islamic source, isn't it? It's not the Quran, obviously, but it's an Islamic source.
Anyway.
Hey,
any guys closing statements?
Good stream. Absolutely brilliant stream. Liked it. Enjoyed it. Because I wasn't in the last one. Didn't feel
wasn't a Q&A though, but
well, there was a couple of questions, but not in the right way, obviously. No, it was good. It was good. What was the first one we watched again? It's gone out of my head.
But yeah, you got a stream coming up?
It's tomorrow, 2 p.m. I might make a video tonight, but I've definitely got a stream 2 p.m. tomorrow, 2 p.m. GMT. Second part of what we did today, what you turned up at for. Second part of that. Tyler Oliveira thing.
Roger, you got a stream coming up, or are you just going to enjoy your birthday, man?
I'm just going to enjoy my birthday for today. But as soon as my channel gets open, I think I got like 5 hours. I'll set up something then. Probably tomorrow.
You know what? Liar.
Roger, tell people you're over on Rumble at the minute.
Oh, yeah. I got a channel on Rumble now, too. So I'll do it there, too. I'll do it on both.
Nice. Liar, Churchill says, your Bible is not immune to mockery. Really, is it? He says it's sick shit over there as well. You want to come present the sick shit you're talking about, liar, so we can literally show you how ignorant you are.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Anyway, appreciate everybody coming. Appreciate all the super chats. Everybody likes and shares and everything. Remember, tomorrow night's a debate. So hopefully see you guys there.
Hold on.
And, I'm going to be debating science against someone who challenged me to the debate.
Where? Yeah?
Yeah, it's going to be, obviously.
You got moderator?
I got to get a moderator still.
Okay.
Just not sure if you're busy or not.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What is it? Normal time?
Yeah, it's normal time.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. I'm streaming tomorrow night as well, but it's after you. What time's your stream? Normal time, yeah.
9 o'clock.
I'm streaming
Yeah,
after. Yeah,
it'll be 8 o'clock for you then, yeah.
I'm not it. If you want me to.
Sure. Charles, yeah, I just got your email, man. I'll be watching that tomorrow. Then we can see to review it, man. Be awesome. Thank you very much, and thank you guys again. See you guys all tomorrow night. Many blessings, and may the pressure with you. Cheers, guys.
Bye.